the president says when he hears of climate, he thinks jobs. And that's what today's all about. I'm Jennifer Granholm, Secretary of Energy. I'm here with Raquel, who is the foreman here at the Townsite Solar Project, and she's going to show me how they put up solar panels. This project, which is going to put up hundreds of thousands of solar panels, is the tip of the iceberg in terms of both employment, but also for meeting the president's goal of getting to 100% clean electricity by 2035. That is what is embedded in the American Jobs Plan.
So we're going to get you all suited up to go out.
Okay, first thing
is safety vests.
Safety vests.
We wear a high-vis vest so that we're visible on the job site with all the moving equipment and everybody. You want to make sure that you're seen.
These
so
are
the next thing, we have safety glasses.
All right.
So that's for any debris or anything. Keep your eyes safe. Then your hard hat, of course. We wear our hard hats for anything that may fall, anything that might fly, and also it protects you from the sun. And then your gloves.
My gloves. All right, here we go.
So this is where we do our panel installation.
Yeah.
They do what they call a push and pull. One of them slide it to one.
Oh, right now they're like getting
to lift it up to get the dust off.
The dust off. All right. Can I push? Can I push to you? All right, ready? Here we go.
All right. So you're gonna push it to him, and he'll take it. You want us to?
God, this weighs a ton.
So you're gonna
Are there people ready to take it?
So you gotta lift up a little bit.
Over my head?
Over your
Do
head.
I put it over my head?
Yep. There you go. So he's right over your head. So there you go.
So when you put this in, it does both sides.
Yes.
Got it. So when you guys are done with this part, what happens with all of this that's hanging? So where does that wire go?
They plug in each of the panels.
So it goes to
and
here?
it plugs into those.
To this thing?
Yep. So
like you got two different color
yeah, there's
wires.
a negative and a positive.
All right.
So
both sides get plugged in?
One gets the red, one gets the black.
Oh, I see. On that. All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So the panels are installed on what they call a next track tracking system, which basically it tracks the sun, is where it gets its energy from. Once it's up and running, they'll either be flat, and it tracks the sun. So usually they'll be facing to the east in the morning, and as the day goes, they start tracking and they'll be facing west. So by the end of the day,
and it will all happen at once, right?
It all happens at once.
It looks like a wave.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of beautiful.
And if you stand still, you can see it happening. The panels will connect together. You put these wires on, it feeds the power back over to there.
And then that ends up
into it,
feeding
and then
over
it comes
here.
back over to here.
Okay, awesome. I love this project. IBEW leaders really know so much about the electrical system, so I'm so glad to be here. It was a really fun day. And if you want to learn more about the American Jobs Plan, go to whitehouse.gov/AJP.
This is the pen that President Biden used to sign Juneteenth into law. I'm Opal Lee, and I've had this marvelous day at the White House. The young people would say, it's off the chain. I knew I was coming because Juneteenth had been made a national holiday, and the president was signing the bill into law, and I was invited to the signing of that bill.
Looking out across this room, I see the advocates, the activists, the leaders who have been calling for this day for so long, including the one and only Miss Opal Lee.
Over the course of decades, she's made it her mission to see that this day came. She's walked for miles and miles, literally and figuratively, to bring attention to Juneteenth, to make this day possible.
You cannot imagine how joyful, how humble, how magnificent the whole thing has been. There may be some of you who don't know what Juneteenth is. The enslaved in Texas weren't told they were free for 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation freed them. They'd watch in their churches and they'd pray for freedom to come. And it finally did, when General Gordon Granger and 7,000 colored troops from New Jersey and New York made their way to Galveston, Texas, and he read General Order Number 3 that said all slaves are free. When those people came in from their labor and somebody read that to them, we started celebrating, and we've been celebrating ever since. Juneteenth is not a Texas thing. It's not a black thing. We're talking about freedom for everyone.
Hey folks, listen up. I'm going to tell you about a benefit of the rescue plan you might not know about. And I'm going to ask you to tell your friends and your families about it. You probably got a stimulus check a few months ago. That's from the American Rescue Plan. There's more to the plan than that. It's also expanded the child tax credit. That means if you have a child, you're entitled to $3,000 per year per child between the ages of 6 and 17, and $3,600 per child under the age of 6. Every working family is eligible if they make up to $150,000 for a couple or $112,000 for a single parent. And thanks to the rescue plan, if you file taxes, the payments will come automatically back to you, and they'll start coming monthly from July until the end of the year. But here's the thing. In general, the parents who need the most help to make ends meet don't actually have to file taxes if they don't make enough money. But they can still get this credit. You just have to go to childtaxcredit.gov, and they'll find the link to the non-filer sign-up. Those folks won't get the benefits if they don't sign up for them. That's where you come in. If you have children but didn't file taxes in the last couple of years, go to childtaxcredit.gov. See how you can sign up. But if you filed taxes last year, share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might need to hear it. And secondly, this new child tax credit is right now just in place for 2021. That's why I ask you to support me in calling for this child tax credit to be extended for years and years to come. And that's what I'm calling for in my American Family Plan. With the power of the American Rescue Plan and you, our country can ensure that all working families can raise their kids with support and dignity they deserve.
Hi, it's Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary. I'm on board Air Force One here. So the president kicked off his trip in Cornwall in the United Kingdom at the G7 summit. And the big question going into this meeting was, can these countries come together and work together to address the challenges we're facing around the world?
I'm so proud to be here with all of you to kick off my first overseas trip as president. How are you? Tell me you gotta go. Thanks, Mr. President. I haven't been able to do a rope line in so long I didn't want to leave.
Great pleasure, Mr. President, to welcome you to Cornwall. Fantastic to see you.
These meetings always have an unpredictable component. They're really constructive because it's in-person diplomacy. There's really nothing that can replace that in-person diplomacy.
What you demonstrate is that leadership is partnership.
Good to see you.
Hello.
The big test coming into these summits and the president's first trip overseas was really the question of, is America back? Are we really going to lead on the big issues that are facing the global community?
As the Prime Minister of Belgium, I am particularly glad to welcome the new President of the United States, His Excellency Mr. Joe Biden, to the NATO headquarters here in Brussels. His presence emphasizes the renewal of the transatlantic partnership.
We are your friends and allies. We share the same values.
final stop of the president's first foreign trip is a summit with Russia.
I told President Putin my agenda is not against Russia or anyone else. It's for the American people. Over this last week, I believe, I hope, the United States has shown the world that we are back, standing with our allies to take on the biggest challenges our world faces.